Hello homies, this is Trip on Two Wheels. Welcome back to the channel. Before I get started today, I'd like to remind you about a free giveaway we're having here at Trip on Two Wheels. Giving away a Shoei RF 1200 motorcycle helmet, brand spanking new. Going to include tax and shipping and all that happy jazz. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel. That's it. And the details will be in the information section below. So please subscribe. Good luck. Hope you win. Okay, so you've just bought a brand new set of tires for your street bike or your scooter. Or you've just brought a brand new toy home from the dealership, and of course it's got new tires on it. The question is there a break-in period for these new tires? And if so, why? Well, the answer is a definite yes. There is a recommended break-in period for new motorcycle tires, and at least one of the reasons for doing so you probably don't know. Today, I'm going to explain why it's necessary to break in new motorcycle tires, and then I'm going to tell you how to do it. It's long been said that new motorcycle tires come with some sort of slippery film or coating on them. Well, they used to, but they don't anymore, unless, of course, you're buying your tires from North Korea or Lower Slambovia or some other cheap third world country. But this coating isn't used anymore today. Well, why not? Well, it's because tire molding technology has changed greatly over the last couple of decades, and now the molds that the tires are made in are actually so smooth and milled to such tight tolerances, the metal is, that the tires pop out on their own. They don't need a tire releasing agent to make them release from the molds easily after they've been made. So they're not using releasing agents anymore. So why in the heck do we need to break new tires in? Well, it's because the molds are so good and the cavities are so smooth on the inside that the tire that's produced is also very slick and very smooth. Hence, you gotta break them in to get good traction. And that is the main reason why a tire break-in period is necessary. Now, I've got a series of short video segments here that'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I wanted to show you the tires that I just put on my Kawasaki Vulcan S. These are brand new Pirelli Angel GTs. Just got them put on a couple of days ago, and I've ridden a total of about 1 mile on them getting home from the dealership. And I want to show you just how shiny and smooth they are. In fact, you can still see the GT logo in the tire, and that should, come off after just a couple of miles. But you can see the molding lines here, you can see the dots, and just see how smooth this tire is. You're going to get a lot less traction with this smooth tire than you would with one broken in. And here's a shot of the new Pirelli Angel GT on the front wheel. You can see again how shiny, slippery it is. You can even see the serial numbers. I think that's what it is, M143. You can see how smooth, how shiny this front tire is, just like the back tire. For comparison, let's look at the rear tire that came off of the bike, the used tire. This tire had about 5,000 miles on it, and you'll notice it's not shiny, it's not slick at all. In fact, it's rough. Let's look down here on the sides. You can see the roughness there. Let's move up to the top of the tire, the crown of the tire. Again, rough, a lot of little scratches on it. This is what we want. This gives us traction, this gives us grip on the road, and gives us a safer ride. And now I'll look at the front tire that came off the bike. Same situation, not shiny at all. You'll see the dullness to the tire, the scuffing. It's actually got a texture to it. Now for comparison, let's take a look at a brand new Dunlop rear tire. Keep in mind that the scuffed up tires we just looked at that came off of my bike were also Dunlops. There's no wet film or slick film, any releasing agent on it. It's just a very bald, very smooth, very slick tire. This would be a problem if you left the dealership with these on your bike and got crazy, if you left in the rain, if you took some real hard, fast corners on something like this. Chances are you could lose control of the bike. You'd certainly slip around a little bit. You want this tire to be broken in, to be scuffed up, to give you that extra traction, that extra grip, and be a safer tire. So basically you need to thoroughly scuff up the surface of your new motorcycle tires so they'll give you more traction and ride safer, right? Definitely. The second reason that we want to break in new motorcycle tires is that they are going to handle differently. and you need to get used to them. So just how do you do these two things? Well, it's really very simple. You just go out for the first 50 to 100 miles that you put on your new tires. You just ride conservatively. And that's really about all there is to it. Now, I know a bunch of people are going to tell you a bunch of things. You're going to watch other videos on YouTube or wherever. They're going to tell you, oh, you need to go to a parking lot and ride figure eights and do this and do that and a bunch of crap. But all you have to do is just be cool your first 50 to 100 miles. Now, there's some things that you need to avoid doing. What do I mean by not riding aggressively? Well, you don't want to do any quick starts or quick stops that require laying on the gas or laying hard on the brakes, where your tires are going to grip and need traction. You accelerate too quick, your tires may get squirrely on you. You brake too fast, you may get into a skid until those tires are broken and scuffed up and rough. You want to avoid those two things for sure. And likewise, you want to avoid heavy traffic areas where you're likely to have to slam on the brakes to avoid some idiot in front of you. Next, you want to avoid taking curves or corners aggressively or at a sharp angle. You're not going to have the size of your tires scuffed up. You don't want to get into this situation either. And finally, you want to avoid slick surfaces. You see these tar snakes on the side of the road here? You can see them in the camera now. You want to try to avoid those. Next, you want to avoid riding in the rain. Bad news for brand new tires. Next, you don't want to ride where you know there's going to be some sand, you know there's going to be some gravel, you know you're not going to have good traction. Avoid these areas. And that's really all there is to it. One good long ride ought to get the job done. Now, I'm telling you, 50 to 100 miles, you know, some tires and some riders may need a little bit less than that. It's all also going to depend on what sort of terrain you're braking your tires on. But that's a good rule of thumb, 50 to 100 miles. Now, some tire manufacturers, with certain models of their tires, they may say, you know, these tires are really sticky and they grab the road really well. Or, hey, our tires come pre-broken in. Look at the rough surface on these tires. You really don't need to break them in. You know, better safe than sorry. I don't buy that. Whether they're going to grab the road adequately enough right after you put them on the box is doubtful, but let's say they do. You still have to get used to those tires. That's very important. New tires are going to handle differently than old tires. Now you may say, well, you know, I took Dunlops off of my bike and I put the same model of Dunlops back on it. Doesn't make a difference. Rule of thumb, 50 to 100 miles. Just don't be stupid. Ride conservatively. You'll get the job done. And the good news is, once your break-in period is over, you got peace of mind. You're going to have tires that are going to grab the road better, be a bit more stickier, and give you a safer ride. Well, I hope y'all have enjoyed this video, and maybe it even taught you a thing or two. Who knows? I know I've enjoyed bringing it to you. All except for riding in the searing Texas heat. I think it's about 98 or 100 degrees right now today. Anyhow, this is Trip on Two Wheels, and until next time, please ride safe and ride often. This guy's got his lights flashing on me. What is he doing? Oh, he's just bobbing up and down.